I'm Laura Ray. Welcome. Today we're going to test out some makeup. Some of it's new to see if it's great for mature skin with wrinkles. I will be 60 by the time you see this video. I'll be 60 on July 3rd. And I'm just super excited about starting a new decade. It always is a time for reflection, I think. Right now I have nothing on except for brows. I put on some of the Thick and Wow that I like so much from Essence. So I did that for my brows, but that's it. I don't have any of my skincare on either. I'm going in with the Numbuzin No. 3 serum. This is a longtime favorite of mine. It really helps with helping the pores and just gives me a nice look. I don't even need any kind of face moisturizer for my whole face when I use this, especially in the summer. Today I'm going to use the Rich Cream from Be Naturals, the Peeper Keeper. They have one that is a little more hydrating, and my under eyes can use that. This is a little thicker than the one with caffeine. Sometimes I use both. I'll put this on as a first layer and then go in with the caffeine and sort of pump things up a little bit. So we just want to be real hydrated in the under eyes and on the skin. And now I want to go in with a sunscreen, one that I've used in the past. I said I probably wouldn't buy again just because of the ticket price. But I'm going to do a review soon of tinted sunscreens. I'm super excited about that. And so I repurchased. Let's go ahead and pin up my hair and get the sunscreen out. It's from La Roche-Posay. It's their tinted mineral sunscreen. And like I said, I really loved this in the past. The only reason I wasn't buying it was I found some I liked that were a little more affordable. This is very thin, this formula. I'm going to put some on my hand so you can see. Look at how it just quickly runs down my hand. And that's one of the things I loved about it, because it had the tint in it, but it was a little thinner than some I've used, so it plays well under makeup. If you don't have much discoloration, redness, or hyperpigmentation, this might just be enough for you. You might not want to wear any foundation. I know a lot of women now go with just a tinted sunscreen and then put on the rest of their makeup. So I really enjoyed this one because of the color. It works great with my skin. It's very neutral looking, and I personally go with a neutral foundation. I have a neutral complexion, and so I really like this, but I think it would work well on so many people. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used this sunscreen before. I like to go on with light layers and just keep building it. And of course, I put at least 2 fingers full of sunscreen, maybe more than that. Now, of course, I go on to the neck, put plenty on my neck, chest area, ears, anything that I can cover. And I just really like this. It's got a scent to it, not a perfume scent, just it smells like sunscreen. But thankfully, it doesn't bother me. Many of them do, but this one doesn't. And by the way, I wanted to mention that it is a 50. And it's got titanium dioxide in it, 11%. And this is just a really nice sunscreen for wearing alone or under makeup. We have a couple of stars of the show today because I have the brand new Natasha Denona palette. Isn't that just gorgeous? I know this has a high price tag, but the shadows are beautiful. And I get a lot of people requesting them. And I also buy these palettes so that I can look for something more affordable. So we're going to use this today to create a look. Also, I'll be using the brand new Fenty foundation. This is their soft lit natural foundation that they just came out with. So I thought that would be great. I also purchased the lip gloss from Natasha Denona, and it's called Golden Glimmer Gloss. And I thought I'd wear it alone at the beginning of the video while I'm applying the makeup, just so you can see how it would look on its own. Wow. Lots of shimmer to it. It has a scent, but not like strawberry or anything like that. Just like more of a chemical scent, but not in a way that's uncomfortable. I'm not wanting to take it off. But it doesn't have like vanilla or any kind of scent like that, which I actually love when they put in vanilla. Some of these stronger scents I just can't take. But let's take a look at the gloss. This is pricier too, so we'll see at the end if it's worth it, or I would be happier, or you would be happier with something like a Revlon or Milani gloss. Let's go ahead and start with the eye look. And I thought I would use today this brush from Gillian Dempsey. I've shown it before. I really love it. It's a fan brush, and I think it's perfect for mature eyes. It sort of lays the powder down with this airbrushed look, and I think it's a great brush for beginners. Really helpful. So let's go in and define the eye first. I thought we'd start with this shade here. It's pretty light. It's called Aria, and we'll just go and start shaping the eye. Boy, that looks like a perfect mid-tone, which means it's a great shape for defining the eye. We usually want something maybe a little softer on the lid, and I'm just creating sort of a little eyeliner on here with this brush. Now, what I love about this brush too is you can take it and just sort of go like this, and it just diffuses the product right out. Wow. That shadow was so easy to blend. I can't believe it. So let's go ahead and then I'll define the left eye, and then we'll pick a shade for the lid. I have a couple of the smaller Natasha Denona palettes, and I've enjoyed those too. I like that she makes smaller palettes so you don't have to make such a financial commitment to one of these larger ones. I am really loving this so far. Really soft looking. Let's go in with this shade called Panna, and we'll put this on the mobile lid. Oh yeah, that's so soft. Look at how easy this goes on the eye. I can't believe these shadows. They're so finely milled. Oh my gosh, it's just effortless. I'm not being dramatic about this. I don't usually get this excited about eyeshadow, but that was just the easiest thing I think I've about ever done. Let's see how the sparkle applies. They have so many gorgeous shades in here. Look at this one. I'm thinking with the top that I'm wearing today, which I bought this over at Target, I think this one here called Fizzy would be perfect. So I'm just going to take my finger, run it over that, and just pat a little on the mobile lid towards the lash line. I'm not going to go all the way to the back of my eye. Let's just do it along the lash. Wow, that is beautiful. I want to make sure to blend that out a little bit. Oh, I am going crazy over these. Beautiful. I think that looks really nice. It was so simple. I mean, you would not have to be skilled with makeup to create a look with these shadows, at least the ones I've tried so far. They're just really beautiful. Let's put a little of that shade. Wow. That just brought a little light to the brows. That shade is called Milko, I think. The names are really different on this palette. And I'm just gently brushing. This brush is magical. It really is. Once in a while, I'll just find a brush that is stand out. And for me, it's this, because I just think you get such a diffused, beautiful look with minimal effort, minimal skill. You would not need to be skilled to do a great job with this brush. Let's go ahead, speaking of brushes, and use one of my favorites, the 208 from BK Beauty, and we'll go into the deepest shade in the palette, which is this one here at the bottom. It's called Log. And what I like to do to create a little lift on the corner is start at the outer edge of the eye and just make a line, and then just keep that going. And just put the powder right into the lash line. Then I turn the brush the opposite direction so I can get in these lashes better. A lot of times I will not wear a regular eyeliner, a crayon or anything, or a pencil. I'll just use the powder and get a beautiful look. Now, another thing you could do is put the crayon on first, or eye pencil, and then go over it with powder. That's a way of keeping it being real long-lasting. So I'm just going at an angle on the corner. And I like starting on the outside. Some people love starting on the inside. I used to do that. I feel I can do a better job lining if I start on the outside first. It's really personal preference. There's no right or wrong to it. Okay, let's blend this a little better. Now, if anything ends up being too thick and you're not happy with it, because sometimes it's hard for me to see, and when I'm done, I will look at it and think, oh, I did too much. You can always take either a wedge sponge to clean up and blend, or you could take a Q-tip, a cotton swab. But the wedge sponge works great. You can use it on the side or use it here on this edge. And this is so affordable. And you can just really blend it out nicely that way. Now you can always take your fan brush and go back. I'm going to go in with the lighter shade we used and just sort of go onto the eye just to blend out these edges a little bit better. Now let's go in with a little mascara. I'm going to use today one that's been out for a while, the one from Milani, highly rated. This is a tubing mascara. I recently repurchased it because I'm trying to compare some of these tubing mascaras that I have. But this one really works nice. The benefit of a tubing mascara is, I've mentioned before, and I know many of you use them, is that you're not going to get flaking during the day. And once you put it on, it's just on and you're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and take my fan brush, get a little product on, and really get down in the base of the lash. So I just gently hold my eye up, and I'm not putting it at all on the waterline. I'm putting it on the lashes, the physical lashes. And I see I got some on the lid. So what I'm going to do is let that dry. That happens sometimes. And then go in with a Q-tip and clean up. And you can use the brush two ways. You can use it slanted this way or this way. So when I go underneath, I have the brush going upward and then just go in to the lashes like that. And sometimes it will even get on the waterline, and I'll just take a clean Q-tip and sort of clean up any mascara that gets where I don't want it to be. This is the brand new foundation from Fenty. I bought the shade 190. Let's hope it's going to work. I went by what it said on the website to pick a shade that would work for me. It looks like this is going to be good. And what I will be applying it with is just a wedge sponge. And I'm going to dampen it first. When you use a wedge sponge and you're putting on foundation, it should be damp. So I'm just taking this Avène water, it's their thermal water, and wetting the sponge. And then I'm going to work in very small sections. Oh, this is a good shade. I'm going to go up under the eye. If I can get good enough coverage with this where it looks good, I won't bother with concealer. I really love when I don't have to wear concealer. Wow, it's spreading so nicely. Feels like it's a thin foundation where like I can still see my skin. through it. By the way, this is going to be a wear test. Right now it's about 2:30 in the afternoon when I'm filming, but I have some errands to run, so I'll be leaving the house. And I'll come back around 8 o'clock tonight and we'll see how this does and how all of the makeup holds up. Wow, this is spreading so easily. I'm impressed with it so far. I have another product I'm going to be introducing today and trying for the first time, the All Nighter Powder. This is a waterproof powder. Look at the packaging, how it looks like water on it. It's really interesting. But it's supposed to be waterproof and really hold up. So I thought, what a great time to try this. It's a super hot day. So even just going to the car, I'm breaking a sweat in my filming room. I have a little fan on and I'm trying to get it cooler in here, but it is still such a hot day outside that it's a little warm in here. Plus I'm wearing this sweater. Probably not the best choice. Oh, and now I'm hearing rain. So it's going to be extra humid out there. Okay, let's see if my blending is good. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to let it sit for maybe a minute and then I'll take a clean brush and just sort of buff over the foundation to make sure everything's blended. But I think it looks pretty nice. Let me know in the comments what you think. My skin looks like skin. I don't see some of the discoloration that I have, so that's good. It doesn't seem to be collecting in my lines in my forehead or anything, so far, so good. That seems like a winner. Recently, I shared a tool I bought on Amazon, and it was like a little jelly sponge applicator for applying lipstick. Well, Revlon came out with one very similar, but it's two-sided. And so I thought this would be a great day to test it out. This side, the smaller one, is supposed to be for applying lipstick and for blending eyeshadow. And this tool is supposed to replicate your finger. So it's like being able to use your finger and get the warmth and the smoothness of a finger without you using your fingers. And this is so easy to clean. It's really cool to look at. I can almost see through it. It looks like jelly. Now this side is for blush, contour, anything that's a little larger surfaces on the face. And this can also be used to apply concealer in the under eyes. So I thought we would try this out today. I might just tap it in the under eyes to see how it feels. Feels really nice, like you're pressing in. And I could see some of the foundation coming off, so I'm going to wipe that off. The nice thing about this is cleaning it. That is one of the benefits. It is so easy to clean. You just take a tissue or a rag like I have here and wipe it off. So we're going to go ahead and apply blush with this end. And I bought the new Lumi blush from L'Oreal. This is in the shade Glowy Gold Pink. And so we're sort of going for this gold look. This palette from Natasha Denona is called the Golden Palette. And of course the lip gloss is called the Golden Glimmer Gloss. So the theme behind all of this is gold. So I thought this would be perfect. Now I've found I don't usually like applying things directly to my face anymore. I do it sometimes out of habit, but I usually use the back of my hand because it gives me a little more control. So I'm going to put that on and take the little jelly applicator, put some on this, and then go on to my face. Now I'm just going to start stamping in little circles and we'll see what happens with this. So far, I love the feel of it. It really does feel like a soft finger is tapping and maybe even more comfortable. And I'm going around the edges in little circles to soften them, and that seems to be working on the edges. What do you think of that? It doesn't, at least in this light, look patchy to me. I was concerned about that. It seems to be well blended. Now that the product is drying down, let's try the other side. And I'm just going, like I said, in small circles, blending a little bit. Want to make sure the edges aren't noticeable. Now, like I said, the little end is for lips and eyes. So you're supposed to be able to take this and blend the edges of your shadow. And that seems to be working pretty nicely. I see a little bit coming off. Now, I just thought about it, and I never applied an eyeshadow primer. I can't believe I didn't do that. So the Natasha Denona is on its own today. There is no primer, and I always apply it. I don't know what made me forget to do that, but I like the look of it. It's soft. I do have a little bit mascara left there, so I'm going to go back in and fix that right now so we don't have a mascara blob. I'm going to go back and take my clean Q-tip and just go in there a little bit. Sometimes with the lighting, it's even harder for me to see. It really can be challenging, a glare of a light. You can't see certain things. So sometimes I do better in the bathroom with seeing what I'm doing than here where I'm filming. All right, I want them to still look even. So let me take this and see how it works now that I've put on some more shadow. Sort of sticks to the eye a little bit. Now I think that would work great with lipstick. I don't know about blending the shadow, but it seems to be doing a really good job. Yeah, I think I do like it. I haven't tried it on the eyes yet. I've used it quite a bit on the lips, and I love it for the lips. It just gives you sort of that popsicle, you've been eating a popsicle look. So I think that looks really beautiful. I'm looking here. Now I've heard some people saying this product, the L'Oreal, is patchy. So that's what I'm sort of looking to see if it looks patchy to me. Right now, it doesn't. I'm just going to take my finger and go around here. Another thing I like to do is take a clean sponge. I'll use this side and just sort of go around the edges and blend with the wedge. That usually does the trick. Today I'm going to use a new long-wearing lipstick from Sigma. This is the shade New Mod. And I have been trying a different shade of this lipstick, and I'm just in love with these. They're creamy. They do last a long time. So let's go ahead and put the Sigma on. Oh, I love it. I like the point, the way this lipstick is angled. It really helps to get around the sides of the lips. Wow, I think this is one of my favorite shades ever. Wow, that is just so creamy, beautiful. I love the packaging. By the way, I want to say these were sent to me, and I will gladly pay for these. The lipstick is just beautiful. I like the packaging of it, just so sleek. This lipstick has the look of a high-end lipstick. It really does. It's so beautiful. Last but not least, let's try this powder out. The All Nighter from Urban Decay. I was attracted to this because of the fact that it's waterproof. It's so hot and humid here in Florida. And so I'm looking for something that will keep the makeup on for hours and make my skin look really smooth. I thought I'd just take a puff for this and go into it. Now, this is translucent, so there's no shade on this. And I also get very shiny in the T-zone still. So I am loving this. I have a little discoloration right here in the cheek, so I'm going to put a little of the powder there. That actually covered it up. So what do you think of the powder? I am really loving it. I think it made the look come together. My skin looks a lot better. I don't see the pores in here as much. I am really loving what I've tried so far. And so I'm going to go ahead and go run errands, have some dinner, do things around the house, and I'll come back tonight and I'll let you know how everything holds up. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:50, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the makeup. I think, even though I forgot eye primer, I can't believe I did that, the eyeshadow still held up great. I love the colors, the way they blended. I think they're just beautiful. So even though this palette is so pricey, look at what you're getting. All these shadows, they're all high quality. I just think they're amazing. I can't wait to do some other looks with this palette. Let me know if you'd like to see another look. I'm seeing shades here like, oh my goodness, this gold here is beautiful. Just, I can think of so many looks I'd like to do with this palette. So if you're interested, I'll definitely do that. Let's now look at the new foundation, the Fenty foundation, and see how it held up. I think it looks great. I don't see any wear. Now, I went out, it was super humid. I almost got like a little sweaty. And I'm looking, and everything looks really smooth. I like that the powder, and I'm sure it was the powder, the all-nighter, sort of made a little more of a satin finish to my skin because I get so hot at this time of year in Florida and I don't like a shiny face. To me, there's a difference between glow and greasy, shiny looking, and that's how I can get in the summer. I feel like this powder is pretty magical. This really took down any shine. It gave me a nice smooth finish to the skin. I don't see any of the foundation collecting in my fine lines. I sort of stretch them out to see if there's any product there, and I don't really see it. So I think the powder too helped with that because it is waterproof and long wear. So I think the combination of these two was really great. Now let's go to this blush. I'm not really thrilled with this. I would say skip it. There are so many beautiful blushes, and I think e.l.f. really did a much better job with their camo blushes. Those were so long lasting. I would wear them to school, go to recess, you know, just be gone for longer than I was here, 12 or 14 hours. And I come home with, you know, just beautiful blush. Now you can still see it, but it's sort of patchy. It's, you know, I see more of it here than on the cheek. So I think this is really not one of L'Oreal's best products. So, you know, someone else may like it. For me, I have just so many of these liquid blushes that are excellent, that really hold up. So I would say skip that. Let's go ahead and talk about the Milani. I had trouble with this today, and I don't know if it was human error. This is a good tubing mascara, but I think I like the e.l.f. better. Now that I'm wearing them more side by side, sort of like wearing one day, wearing one the other, I think I like the e.l.f. better than the Milani, but this is a good product. But I kept getting it everywhere. As you saw in the video, I was getting it on my lid. I just had to keep cleaning up. And maybe it's a little more of a wet formula, and that's why. But I would say the e.l.f. lash extender of the two is my favorite. Now let's get into the lips. The lipstick, they say it's long lasting, the Sigma. It did not stain my lips. So I want to make that very clear. There are some long lasting, like the Maybelline Stay Put crayons, where you'll put those on, and as they wear off, you get a nice stain on the lips. When this wore off, it was pretty much back to my own lips. But let me say, this is one of my favorite lipsticks I've ever used because of the feel on the lips. It feels so creamy, so nice. These remind me a lot of the Makeup by Mario lipsticks. That same kind of feel to it. I love the packaging. They actually call it Infinite Point. And I guess because of the point of the lipstick staying so well. But I did want to show you the Revlon tulle with this. Now, I have some on, as you can see already, but I'm going to go ahead onto this, get some on the end because I wanted to demonstrate that. And then this tool does an excellent job of applying lipstick on the lips. I love it. I think the tool overall really is great. It might take a little getting used to because it's not something we typically use, this jelly tip like this. But I can imagine doing like a cream contour would be just so easy with this. I'm thinking too with the smaller one, you could go down the nose to contour. So there's so many uses for this. It's really not pricey. It was, I think, right under $10. So I think this tool is so worth it. Now I showed you another one I had bought originally from Amazon for around $5 that was about the size of the big end, maybe a little bit smaller. I like this one from Revlon because you've got both sides. You can go ahead and do the lips and, like I said, contour the nose, blend the eyeshadow. You could even use this to blend the brows. Let's just try that out real fast. I have the Milani brow kit here that I've loved for so long. And let's do this. Let's put some powder into the brows. I'm going to just fill in a little bit because I didn't put much in my brows today. Get that in and then we'll blend it out. I'm going to go into the deeper shade for the tail of the brow just to give the brow a little more definition. And let's try that tool in the brows. They don't say it's a brow tool, but I don't see why you couldn't use it to blend. So I'm going to make the powder a little streaky so we can see how it does. So I'm going to take the little end, I just wiped it off, and just blend. And it seems to be doing a really good job of blending this. Now, I'm not getting a fluffy kind of brow look. I'm getting more of a, like you would get with a gel. So it's a little bit different look. Now, if I wanted to, I could comb through it to sort of thin things out, or what I like to do is really take the wedge sponge. Let's take one, I'm going to get a clean one here, clean tip, and sort of take some of that out. It's a little harsh. So I think really this works all right, but the wedge is so much better because it's taking out some of the extra powder out of the brow and making it look a little more natural and not so harsh. So that's another tip I would say a wedge sponge is great for, is the brows. You can really blend everything out so easily and make it look really nice. Let's talk about the powder and the gloss. As I've said, I'm a fan. I really like the way this powder looks on my skin. It made it look more finished. I like the sort of satin look to the skin. So I'm not disappointed. This was not super inexpensive. It was in the, I think, $35 or $38 I spent. All of the prices and the links will be in the description of the video. So if you just click the more, everything is there, the shades, everything. And thank you so much for shopping those links. Last but not least, the gloss. Let's put a little bit on top of the lipstick because we never tried that, and see how it looks. It is definitely gorgeous. Now, I would say there are so many glosses on the market that are super affordable that this just doesn't go off the chain for me. It doesn't stand out. The scent of it reminds me a lot of City Lips. So if any of you have bought City Lips and you know the scent of that, then that's what this smells like to me, like the same formula. I can't believe how much they smell alike. It's not a vanilla scent. I don't know how to place the scent. But those of you that have bought it will know. I do like that the glitter is like microfine, really, really fine. Now let's see, I have right here in front of me sparkling pink from Milani. Packaging can be so deceiving. I was thinking there was more product in the Milani Keep It Full. Well, this Milani Keep It Full says it has 0.13 ounces. This has 0.169 ounces in the Natasha Denona. And you would really look at these two. The packaging is so much heavier with the Milani and think you're getting more. So you are getting more product in this, not a whole lot, but there is more. But I feel like, although this is absolutely stunning, if it's in your budget, you're not going to be disappointed. It is a good product, but I don't see a huge difference between this and, say, Milani Keep It Full as far as the beauty on the lips and the quality of the product. Now, I will say the Natasha Denona is thinner. It feels more like I said, like City Lips. It really resembles that a lot. So those of you that like City Lips, I think you would like this. But remember, there is a pretty big price difference. So these are the new products I've been trying out. Let me know what you've tried recently, or if you have an old favorite, something you won't let go of. No matter how many new things come out, you're always going to buy that. I have a few like that, and I think that would be a great video. Just products that I'll never give up because I just think they're amazing. I appreciate and love you all so much. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you real soon.